All right, I'm ready, brother. Let's do this. So what's up, family? Welcome to the Black Bottom Man Radio Show with your boy, Brother Mike. And as usual, I am here along with my partner in consciousness, my co-host, the lovely Miss Jenice.
Hello, hello.
How you doing today, Miss Jenice?
Very good.
You are looking stunning as usual.
Thank you, thank you.
Appreciate you coming and hanging out with a brother today.
How are you today?
I'm all right, no complaints. You know, this weather's got me feeling myself.
Okay.
Got me feeling pretty good. You know, the weather's starting to break. I'm kind of tired of this winter.
Okay.
But I'm a little excited today, though.
Why?
Because we got my main man, Nitro G's, in the building today, in case y'all didn't know.
Awesome.
Nitro will be joining us after our first break. Make sure you check him out on IG as well as Facebook. That's Nitro G's, G-E-E-Z, representing from Maryland all the way to Cali. So this is going to be exciting.
Very
Nitro's
nice.
many things. Nitro's a photographer. He's a rapper. He's a producer. This man does it all. So we're going to have him coming up, hanging out with us today.
Very nice.
Today's show is going to be another exciting episode of Constructive or Destructive.
Oh, we love
I
those.
love these shows. I love when we do Constructive or Destructive.
Gosh. There's so many
this is
opinions
awesome.
on those constructive.
Yeah, this always brings about some opinions, and we like opinions. So so I'm a little excited about that. So make sure y'all stay with us. Nitro's going to be with us on the second half. So other than that, how was your weekend?
My weekend was good.
Good?
Very good. We did the Eat Black
We did.
event.
Yes.
On Saturday.
We got to talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. So Saturday that just passed, we did the Eat Black Baltimore event.
Yes.
Which was awesome. You know, it was an opportunity for us to also do some more vending. So BBD was in the building, Brother Mike was in the building, the lovely Miss Jenice was in the building, and we brought the boys of BBD out, Brand and Heen.
We did.
We had them out with us representing.
Oh, it was so lovely.
It was a nice event. It was a nice event. I wish more chefs would have participated, but that's okay because we got another one coming up in June.
Okay.
So hopefully they can participate in that one. Great networking opportunity.
Yes.
I enjoyed the R&B singer that we had.
Oh, nice, nice. And
The spoken word was my favorite part, though.
oh, that was lovely.
We had a brother that did spoken word. It
that
was
was
awesome.
lovely.
Like, you know, if we do an event, I would like to have him there.
Yes, he did awesome.
That his spoken word was awesome.
Oh, I loved both poems. I loved them both.
So I really enjoyed that. So yeah, you know, you guys, if you follow us on our page at Brother Mike on IG or Black by the Man on Facebook, we tend to post up where we're going to be at for these events. Make sure you guys come on out and enjoy these events. Some of them are free. Some of them may cost $20, but nothing's more higher than that.
Yes.
And it's also a great experience, you know, to get around and see black people coming together.
Yes.
You know, for positive reasons, business,
Yes.
networking, and a little bit of entertainment.
Yes.
Right? A little bit of entertainment.
Yes.
So yeah, the event was awesome. I enjoyed it.
It was. Like, BBD is very busy right now.
Our table was busy. I'm very thankful for that. I'm very grateful. Our table was busy. It seems like the more that we get there, the more people are starting to see us.
Yes.
And they're getting a little bit more familiar with BBD.
Yes, I just want to give a big thank you for everybody who showed up and supported all the vendors. Not
Absolutely.
just us, but supported everybody that was there.
That's
that was
right, because
awesome.
it was a good time for everybody.
It
So
really
yeah, that
was.
was cool. A little sidebar.
Okay.
Someone was shooting a music video
yes.
out back. Behind the Motor House on North Avenue in Baltimore City, they got a section out back where it's kind of painted with graffiti everywhere.
Yes.
Often people go back there to take pictures and to shoot music videos. So we actually got a chance to get Brand and Heen in the video.
Wow.
So they enjoyed that. So not only was it their first event with BBD,
Nice.
and they are members of BBD. This is our younger generations. But they got a chance to be in a music video. So that was pretty cool.
That was really
pretty
cool.
cool.
So that's why y'all was back there shooting
That's why we was
photos.
back there, right? Shooting photos and put them in the video. They was a little nervous to get in the video at first. I'm like, y'all young men, and what I'm teaching you is take advantage of opportunities.
Okay.
Get in that video.
So that explains it then. While I was at the table sweating, ripping all down my forehead. Y'all was out shooting videos.
We was out shooting videos, you know, hanging with the stars, you know, being celebrities. So again, thanks for tuning in with us today. I'm gonna send out some invites, try to get you all on the same page with us. Today is another exciting episode of Constructive or Destructive. But before we get into it, let's talk current events.
Well, you know, I have to bring up the incident in Dallas, Texas.
Uh-oh.
With the, what's his name? The bartender, the Austin can't think of his name, but I have to bring that incident up.
Right.
With him, you know,
putting his hands on the black woman, right?
Like that. I believe she was 24. And I don't know. I know it was like 4 in the morning, and it was an incident with her. I think she came down a one-way street, so she was blocking the exit for him to leave. So I guess he got upset about that.
Right.
So when he got out the car, he had his gun out, and it went downhill from there.
Yeah, it's kind of sad that as a grown man, you pull a gun out on a woman. That's sad in itself. And of course, when I watched it, this guy definitely used excessive force on the sister, right?
Yes.
But more importantly, I think my perspective that I want sisters to understand is the days of you being a black woman and thinking that you're going to jump up in these grown men's face, especially a white man, is over. You're going to get yourself hurt. We're going to have to get more control of our emotions and recognize it's 4:30 in the morning and you're standing outside of a bar with a white man with a gun. That is not the time for you to be in your sister soldier mode and then want to, you know, get violent or get in their face or whatever.
Yes.
Like I said, in no way, shape, or form am I taking up for that man. I'm just simply trying to teach the sisters defensive tactics. Okay, sometimes you have to be defensive in order to save your own life.
Yes.
In that situation, she's very fortunate that she didn't get shot, because even though that man was out of line with what he was doing, she did put her hands on him. Now, he smacked the cell phone out her hand. But you know, under their system, they're going to say, but he still didn't hit you.
Right.
He just slapped your cell phone out your hand. You get what I mean?
Yes.
She, in turn, hit him.
Right.
I was actually very shocked that he put his gun away after she hit him. And then that's when he began to assault her.
Yes.
And he did beat on her like she was a man.
And
it was horrible.
But he almost was looking like he was looking for a reason.
Oh, he was.
To beat on her.
He was.
So when she did do that, that it just looks as if that's all he wanted, because this is the way he wanted to act with her all along. He just needed a reason.
He needed a reason.
It looked as if, you know, he used the fact that she did swing on him as the reason.
Exactly.
But I also wanted to use this too as an example of, clearly, because this young lady was 24 years old, so clearly I don't know exactly during her upbringing what type of knowledge she had on situations like these, or as far as her putting her hands on men or anything like that. This is why we clearly need to teach our young women how to act in situations like this, because they shouldn't be raising their hands at men.
You got to learn
Boys,
defense.
men, anything. Like, they shouldn't be raising their hands to hit any
and it's
man
too common.
Or boy.
And see, and that's the problem with it. It's too common amongst our young women to be violent towards men. You are going to lose. This is what got Whoopi Goldberg in trouble on The View when she made that statement. And she was talking to black women. And she said, you better stop putting your hands on men. You living in a false world where you think that these men are going to step into chivalry mode when you slap them in their face. And then they're going to step back like, you know, I don't want to hit you. That's not what's going to happen. They're going to knock your head off your shoulders. You get what I'm saying? Why are you 24 years old out at 4:30 in the morning by yourself? See, that's a problem in itself. We got to get back to the days where women had a concern for their safety. You know, the women I grew up around when I was young, they would say to you, oh, I'm not going there by myself. I'm not walking to my car from that bar at 4:30 in the morning. But today it's this reckless attitude, like, you know, I'm grown, I do what I want. Well, these are the type of situations you get in. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, and she made a good point during her interview when she said, you know, it was a good thing that somebody recorded it.
It was.
Because had they not, it would have been her word against his.
And she would have just lost.
In today's society, it would have just been, you go home, you go home.
Right.
And nothing would have been
he wouldn't even have got charged.
At all.
And whatever they charge him with, it ain't going to be what they should charge him with.
So you have to remember, these days and time, especially like you said with a white man, like these white men are killing our kids and getting away with it. So slapping up on you isn't going to be
nothing.
Anything.
Like, that's a walk through the park.
They're going to get away with that.
They're going to get away with that.
Even when we look at, you know, when the bar that he worked for fired him. I mean, you have to remember, like, he's in a community who takes care of their own. He probably received 10 phone calls that day offering him a job again. So he loses nothing.
Nothing.
In this situation.
He's a hero.
She could have lost her life in this situation, just over a cell phone being slapped out her hand.
Exactly.
So I just, you know, want to just use it as an example for our young women and our young kids.
Yeah, because the minute he slapped that cell phone out of her hand, that's when she should have realized he was willing to get violent. Well, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm wrong on that. Let me back that up. The minute he pulled out a gun, you should have realized he's willing to get violent with you. But again, it's become such the norm for young black women to be fighting people. That's the mode that she went into.
But it was just still also shocking, because just the fact that you don't even show fear to a gun, that's a problem in itself,
right?
Kind of shocking on its own. So we need more teachings.
And I'm very sorry that sister had to go through that.
Yes, absolutely.
But you gotta learn lessons from these situations. And for the other young sisters out here that may be listening, don't let that happen to you. Learn from what happened with her.
Yes.
Don't be getting in these heated situations with grown men, let alone a grown white man with a gun at 4:30 in the morning. It's not going to be a good outcome.
No.
It's not going to be a good outcome at all. So so I'm glad that she did not end up losing her life, and hopefully, you know, she will take this in account before she, you know what I mean, gets in those situations again. You got to learn to play defense out here.
Yes.
You know, like nobody wants to play defense. Sometimes you got to avoid situations. You get what I'm saying? If Mike Tyson gets to running his mouth to me, and I'm sitting in the car and he banging on the window talking about get your punk ass out, guess what? I'm not getting out the car. Defense. You know, like I'm not getting out the car. You know, so like you got to learn defense sometimes and stop worrying about you gonna look like you soft or whatever people concern themselves with. So I'm glad it worked out though.
Yeah, me too. So hope the young lady is, you know, doing better today. And again, sorry it even happened.
Yeah, I hope she's okay.
Speaking on a lot of outrage. We have outrage in Pittsburgh today because, of course, the white police officer who killed Antoine Rose was cleared of all charges.
Imagine that.
So,
cleared of all charges.
Antoine Rose was the 17-year-old that police shot. I think they shot him in the back at least 3 times, and he was facing life in prison. But instead, he cleared of all charges. So he
imagine that.
I know, it's like...
And see, that's just something else I'm saying. You know, we have to face the reality of what's going on in this society. You know, you're going to have to be a little defensive sometimes. You got to play defense to avoid ending up in a worse situation. I
mean, what do you think have to happen for justice to be served on any of these police officers who do it? Like...
There's never going to be any justice.
It's just a never-ending story, huh?
It's a never-ending story. A lot of people think that the system is broke. The system is not broke. I repeat, the justice system is not broke. A lot of black people think it's a broken system. It's not. It's doing exactly what they designed it to do. It's not broken. You get what I'm saying? But we think it's broken because we believed the lie that they told us that we would receive justice. But everybody knows in the conscious community that the justice really means just us. You get what I'm saying? System's not broken.
That is just wonderful.
I get a bell on that. Y'all heard her. I get a bell.
That is just wonderful, the way you just broke that down. Because it makes so much sense that way, because it happens over and over and over again. And there has to be some other reason aside from...
Yeah, it's not broke. That's what they designed it to do. When you tap into the elders and get the proper teachings, read the proper books, you will develop a full understanding of white supremacy and how powerful it is. They have the power to change anything. It's their system, their rules, their laws. Anything that looks wrong to us, they designed it to look that way. Ghettos exist because they wanted ghettos to exist. Black people on the bottom because they wanted us to be on the bottom. The justice system is a path of slavery for black people because that's how they put it together. You know, we're still living in a fantasy world. You know, you're never going to get justice from them. And when we do, it's a small percentage of us. So the best thing to do is face the reality, face the truth of what you're up against, and then learn how to navigate through it. And part of that navigation is learning to play some defense sometimes. You know, to avoid being in a situation. As the elders say, you do not have to go to every argument and every fight that you're invited to. Now, because we as black people you know, have the heart of lions.
Right.
You understand me? That's why it's difficult for us not to come to it.
Right.
Because it's like, you invite us out, we're going to show up. But the reality is, we are going to have to start reevaluating those traditions.
Okay.
And start playing a little defense.
Okay.
That's just my humble opinion.
Okay, so moving on. What do you feel about Shaquille O'Neal? He's joining the Papa John's board of directors and investing in 9 stores in Atlanta. He will also become a brand ambassador, netting like $8.25 million over 3 years for the endorsement deal.
Right.
So what do you think about that? Knowing still, you know, the founder of Papa John, you know, he made his racist remark. That
Sure.
haven't changed.
I think the first thing is we have to examine, again, the reality. White supremacy is not only supported by white people.
Right.
It's supported by black people. If black people who are of power, like him, didn't support white supremacy, it would put a dent in it. Now, I disagree with what he's doing. You get what I'm saying? Especially being that he's Shaquille O'Neal and he don't need the money. So to me, you're just being an asshole. You understand what I mean? I would have more sympathy for someone who doesn't have money and they're seeing an opportunity, because at least I could relate it to that and say, I don't like what he's doing, but I see why he did it. He ain't got no money. It's an opportunity for him to make millions of dollars. I still wouldn't do it though. But there's no reason for Shaquille O'Neal to do this. Now, this is not the first time that he's done something against the grain. Like he's only 1 notch below Charles Barkley. He's damn near a Charles Barkley. You get what I'm saying? So with people like that, I feel they're no good to us as a race of people. Even though I know Shaq got affordable shoes, you know, in Kmart or Walmart or whatever, and that's all nice, and I don't want to be a heretic and act like he didn't do well with that. But you got to think about the image that you're giving to the black community and the black children when they see someone like Papa John deliberately be bigoted against us and racist against us, and then here you are, Shaquille O'Neal, with a reputation, you know what I mean, a whole history, a celebrity, and then you're going to step up to the plate and help rescue their company. Because that's what he's attempting to do. To get that, that's what they're doing. That's a strategic chess move by white supremacy to bring black people back in. Because through group economics is how we're trying to change that. Because I tell people, even at the most recent event we was at, white people are rich because of black people. You get what I'm saying? Like if we didn't spend $1.6 trillion a year with them, they wouldn't be as high up on the horse as they are. So what Papa John's did, he saw he just put a dent in his business. And so what better way to repair that dent and get black people back on your side than to put somebody black out on the forefront and become the hero. So for me, he's Shaquille Sambo O'Neal.
Is that one of the cases of that I can't, meritorious manuism or something?
Absolutely, meritorious manumission.
So
Billy Oz says Shaq's Pizza Place sounds great to me. Absolutely, Billy. That's what I'm saying. Make your own place. Stop coming to the rescue of these white supremacists. You know what I mean? Like, see, it's one of them moves where Shaq has a stern attitude now and probably don't care, but he's going to reflect on it when he's 70 years old. You get older, you grow. You become a little more wiser. You look back on the things you've done and realize you made mistakes. This is one that he's going to regret when he becomes an older man. He's going to regret it because you're in the wrong for doing that.
Okay, well, I just wanted to put that out there. Moving on, Sony Pictures is to release animated film that celebrates black hair. Chicago film director Matthew Chari is on a mission to increase the representation of black characters in the animated films. 2 years ago, he launched a crowdfunding campaign for a short movie called Hair Love, and it was recently announced that he has joined forces with Sony Pictures to bring this animation to life. So
that's nice.
Because like in the animation, like there's not a lot of characters with natural hair.
No, it's not. It's not.
So,
and that's done by design because our hair is something that they put a lot of effort and energy over 400 years into making us hate. You know, if the further you go back, even after slavery, when we began to assimilate into white society, that was a part of it. You had to look closer like them. So of course, light-skinned people got accepted quicker, but even they still had to put what was called conch in their hair. So you put the conch in your hair to straighten it. That way you can comb it back the way a white man combs his hair back, and you look a little bit more acceptable. You know, so they taught us to hate our own hair. Now we're getting back into the season where we're beginning to love ourselves. It's a conscious movement going on. We're in the awakening, you know, so it's a good time to come forward, you know, with more things that support, you know, black women wearing their hair natural.
Yes. So I just wanted to mention, with all the academic fraud that's going on right now, I just wanted to mention black youngster Haley Taylor, 16 years old, has been selected by some of the nation's most prestigious law schools to continue her education. 9 colleges to be exact.
Nice.
So she will receive her bachelor's degree in May, but she will be continuing her education in law. She was accepted to 9 different of the most prestigious colleges. So I just wanted to mention that.
And that's wonderful.
All the academic fraud that's going on right
and that's now. What's so interesting about what's going on right now with our women. On one hand, black women, young black women in particular, are leading the way in education. Okay, they're like literally the most educated people right now. And it's like it's no middle ground. It's like you either dealing with a young black woman who's like that, or one that's on the far opposite end, who is not respecting her body, you know what I mean, doing things she shouldn't do, being violent with other people. So somewhere we got to be able to find a medium ground where we can start getting those who act that way to move more towards the, you know, the side of black women who are getting educated, becoming professional, and making moves within the corporate industry. And
trust me, leading in education right now, that's not easy. That's through a lot of hard work and dedication.
Absolutely.
Because we do not have any money to pay anybody off to get anywhere.
Absolutely.
So that's done by hard work.
So that's wonderful.
And just,
you know, I told everybody in 2018, 2019 was going to be worse. You know, so you got one hand, you got a young black girl scoring so high on the SAT that they accuse her of cheating, make her take it again, she scores high again, they still accuse her of cheating. And then on the other hand, you got rich white people that have been lying the whole time, paying for their kids through bribery to get into schools. So I'm saying wake up and see the reality of this society, and then start making adjustments so you can navigate properly and educate your children properly. You know, if we don't educate our children on the realities of this world, we're doing them an injustice.
Yes.
An injustice.
So that's it for current events
today.
That's
it for current events?
Yes.
Nothing. We ain't got no more negativity?
Always have plenty of that, but
current events is a trip.
There's always enough of that to go around, but
enough of that to go
since
around.
We do have a show to do today. Like
we do got to get to a show today, y'all. Let me look at my watch. We got a show to do. So anyway, we did do an event Saturday, like we mentioned in current events.
Yes.
And our table, you can catch pictures of it at blackbytheman.com. I mean, not .com, Black by the Man at Facebook, as well as on IG at Black by the Man. And make sure you guys go to blackbytheman.com and check out our latest apparel. We just got our polo shirts in.
Yes.
You know, so we got to plug that. You know, why wear a polo shirt from a brand that doesn't want you wearing it? You can get a Black by the Man polo shirt. And even though they're men's polos, we do have women buying them because we got the smaller sizes.
Yes.
And I personally think black women look very cute in polos. You know, like it's not a surprise that Best Buy and places like that use polo shirts. You know, so make sure you guys check that out. And they're only $39.99. I mean, where else can you buy a polo shirt, you know, for $39.99, especially one that's representing something that's positive, group economics, and it was actually made by your people, you know, not that we mind if other races buy it, that's great, because that means they support black businesses as well, which is what we need, because Lord knows as black people, we support everybody's business.
But I'm just feeling so much love today. I'm feeling so much love today because of everybody who is supporting BBD right now.
BBD is making a little steam.
Yes, when we do all of these events, did you notice like it's just more and more support?
I'm feeling good about it. I was so impressed. I got to ring the bell on this. The CEO of Chick-fil-A, downtown Baltimore Harbor.
Yes.
Put pictures on Facebook with him and his Black by the Man hoodie. I'm so humble. You know what I mean? Like I feel so privileged. It's such an honor to have a man of that type of business prestige see value in what we're doing. You get what I mean? And enough value in it where he went on Facebook and he took like 6 or 7 pictures with his family.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Sitting on the rooftop. And I think the most awesome picture is him reading Michelle Obama's book.
Nice.
With his Black by the Man hoodie on.
Lovely.
So yes, we are very honored for those who are giving us support. Harford County, I want you to give more support as well. You got to back your boy. You know, don't wait until the rest of the world loves us. Start loving us now.
Yes.
Okay, because we're doing it to represent us, to represent you, and to represent Maryland, and to represent black people. We represent Baltimore City. We trying to represent.
Yes.
We need some love. We need some love.
Yeah, absolutely. So I did want to know too, how did it feel when you put your polo on for the very first time, BBD polo on for the very first time with your tag and your shirt and just yours? Like,
Right.
how did that feel?
It was an awesome feeling.
Okay.
It really was. It was something I never thought that I would experience in my life. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was an awesome feeling. I'm still a little shocked that we got it done. You know what I mean? Still in a little daze about that. But yeah, it was a great feeling. It felt the same as like when I wear the hoodie or when I wear the shirt, you know, because they get attention. I had my hoodie on yesterday and I was in the supermarket, and a young black American, she pulled me up and was like, I really like your hoodie. You know, what does that mean? So I explained to her it's about group economics. And she was just so impressed. I gave her the card. She's like, I'm going to go in there and order one. I really love that. And I told her, thank you. That means a lot. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because even though we have to go over negative information, we want you to understand it's still for the better good. You get what I mean? You know, like a lot of us want to avoid anything negative.
Yes.
But you cannot repair or fix negative things if you're scared to discuss it. So BBD points out that, you know, we have to do better with our money. You know, so that could be negative to some people. They don't like that we're saying, you know, look, you got to stop spending all this money with these other races and start spending some with black businesses. But it's the end game. It's all about the end game. And all the other races are aware of all this information. They practice group economics.
Yeah, and I just want to remind everybody, because when you do wear a BBD apparel, like, that's power in that apparel.
Absolutely.
That means something.
It means something.
Black is for the people. Buy is how we practice group economics. Demand is for change.
Absolutely.
That's powerful. It
Ring
means
the bell
something.
on that.
So BBD, it's not just any polo shirt. It's not just any sweatshirt. It's not just any T-shirt.
That's right. It's not. It represents something.
Yeah, it's meaning behind.
It's meaning behind it. It's all about group economics. And, you know, we've come across people who wanted to act like it was racist. It's not racist. But within this society, everybody's used to black people not loving themselves. So when black people start loving themselves, you're going to get a natural reaction from both black people and white people who are going to think it's racist. But that's all mental conditioning, 400 years of psychological warfare.
Yeah.
You know, so we're giving out real brainwashing. We're trying to wash the bull crap off your brain.
Get it out.
Yeah, and make you understand this is all about trying to help your people do better.
Yes.
But listen, we are up on our first break, so stay with us. We will be back with our special guest, Nitro G's. It's the Black by the Man radio show. We are talking constructive or destructive. We'll return. us out, right?
I mean, we cool.
Back on.
All right, welcome back everybody to the Black by the Man radio show with your boy, Brother Mike. We are back with our special guest, Mr. Nitro G. Nitro, welcome to
What's
the BBD
up,
radio
good
show, baby.
man.
Good to have you here, man.
Good to be here.
Yes,
man.
sir. I'm glad you could come out and hang out with us, man. We apologize right now. We are experiencing some technical difficulties with video, but you guys can still hear us through audio. So tune in with us and stay with us. We're going to get the video corrected. So Nitro, man, go ahead and tell them a little bit about yourself, man.
Well, I'm gonna give y'all the short version. Man.
All right.
I'm from here. I'm from Maryland. Havity Grace to be exact. Battery Village to be exact. Brother Mike is actually he's actually one of my brothers.
That's right.
Like like an uncle more so. Like he's somebody that I knew my whole life.
Big homie.
And basically out there, you know, I was a local neighborhood guy, and you know, I always had a little rap talent. Was able to produce and stuff, and always bringing people together. So you know, I decided to take my show on the road, and that's where we at now.
That's right. We proud of you too, brother.
Appreciate
you know what I mean? Nitro's out Cali representing.
Nice.
You know what I mean? I can't tell you how good it feels. You know, when there's somebody, little homie from around the way, and he out Cali with the big dogs rubbing elbows with Snoop and Slink and all kinds of people. So it's always a pleasure, man, when I see you post on Facebook.
Hey, appreciate you, man. And you know we repping Black by the
Yes,
Man.
yes. We get the video up. Y'all gonna get to see the brother got on the Black by the Man hoodie right now. So he's definitely representing for us, and we are thankful for that. So yeah, man, we glad you came out to hang out with us. Today's show, we going over constructive or destructive. So we get you participate with us a little bit while we have this discussion.
Let's do it.
You know what I mean? And then we're gonna save the last part for you to really go in on your opinion on a couple things.
Okay, I'm here.
All right, so we up with constructive or destructive. So the first up to the plate, constructive or destructive, is medical marijuana. So I'm gonna go over a few things, right?
Okay.
So it says medical marijuana has health benefits that include relief from pain, muscle spasms, nausea associated with chemotherapy, and anorexia. Benefits are seen in the immune function, neuroplasticity, emotional and mood regulation, vascular health, and digestive functions, right? So here's some of the pros. Marijuana is effective in relieving nausea and vomiting. Studies have shown pharmaceutical cannabis can decrease nausea caused by chemotherapy used to treat cancer and almost completely eliminate vomiting.
Correct.
Marijuana can relieve the spasticity of muscles that is sometimes associated with multiple sclerosis or paralysis. So right off the back, there are some positives with medical marijuana,
pros.
right?
Some pros.
So I'm going to make sure we try to stay specific with this, right? Medical marijuana.
So that means dispensary.
The dispensary,
and all that,
right?
That's how I'm looking at it.
Because you know they gonna call in and be like, yo, in the streets, you know, blah, blah,
I
blah.
get my medical from Ray Ray. No.
So we're talking medical marijuana. So what do you think about some of these positives that they say go with medical marijuana?
I mean, I do believe that there are positives. I do believe that marijuana can be great for your health or help you get back there. And I do even think that even the CBD, the stuff without the marijuana, is
absolutely
cool. But we talking about medical marijuana. So I feel like it has a lot of benefits, but in terms of like the federal and the government putting it, because that's where we going with this, right?
Right.
Like I do know it's a flip side to that. You know what I'm saying? I do know the marijuana is not even the same as what it used to be. I do know it's a lot stronger. I do know
that it is.
Certain things in the marijuana, like certain things in it, may not be conducive to a male functioning properly as a male.
All
and
right,
a female
that's what we talking about.
Functioning properly as a female, and I actually partake.
Right. Okay.
So, you know what I'm saying?
He gets the bell on that.
I believe medical marijuana has just as many cons as it does pros.
Okay, so we're gonna go with some more of the pros, right? So it says marijuana can help treat appetite loss associated with conditions such as HIV/AIDS and certain types of cancers. Marijuana can relieve certain types of chronic pain, including neuropathic pain. Marijuana is safer than some other medications prescribed to treat the same symptoms. For example, it may be used instead of opioids for pain management. Opioids are highly addictive and are typically not recommended for long-term use in treating chronic pain. Studies have shown that smoking marijuana alone, without the concurrent use of tobacco, does not increase the risk of lung disease. Cannabis does not need to be smoked to be medically beneficial. Products such as cannabidiol or CBD oil
yes,
are used for topical pain relief treatment. Then we have edibles and other non-smoking applications that are available. So being that you've been out Cali, right?
And I'm heavily a part of the cannabis community.
Okay, so even better, do you feel that it's being used a lot for those uses out there?
Yes, I still do feel like it's a recreational thing.
Right.
Don't get it wrong, because it's places that you can go to, and yes, it will be a dispensary, but I'm gonna keep it real since we on this side of the map. It might not even be official, and a lot of times these dispensaries aren't official. And even on the flip side of the official dispensary, a lot of times they come with cons, because you know, most people don't know that you used to spending your $20, your $10, but you'll be surprised when they talking about $27.95.
Oh, wow!
You know what I'm saying? For some marijuana,
right.
And you're probably gonna get a lot less of it, and it's gonna be more controlled as far as, you know what I'm saying, the people who grow it and stuff. And that's another thing. People putting all of these flavors and terpenes and things. Some of this weed tastes strong, but it's not really. Let's just look at the evolution of how it's been in the last 40 years.
Okay.
Dramatic, right?
Yeah. The THC levels have increased
by 80%.
Right.
As a matter of fact,
like it's high levels of THC.
Super
now.
high.
Super high, right? And I know, or at least I heard. I don't really know. I heard that Cali got the real sticky icky.
They do. And honestly, it's funny because shout out to the homeboy Risa Islam. He be with Farrakhan and them, but he recently just had a video about this.
Okay, I like Risa.
Yeah, Risa. Yeah. I actually was with him not that long ago. But
okay.
He was talking about how the weed has changed, how the marijuana has changed, how it can make you more, it can hit your psyche a little bit more than what the older stuff used to do. Like this is more of a radical kind of plant.
You can kind of get a psychedelic trip out of this.
You are gonna get a psychedelic trip out of it.
Closer to the LSD days if you get into the more powerful stuff, like say like moon rocks. I mean, that's what I heard before. I don't really know.
And I didn't try moon rocks. Like, I've heard of this before. Stuff is like not. I'm gonna keep it. First thing first is our weed is different than that weed.
Right.
Over from here. Two different. Like it's like
night and day.
In my mind, a person who is addicted to heroin or opioids could go over there, smoke that, and get off of it.
Get off of that.
Because
okay, well that could be a positive.
Yeah,
because
it is.
Heroin and opioids are bad for you.
Very bad.
And present day, they still have no cases of someone dying from smoking marijuana.
Yeah.
Just hasn't happened.
So I mean, I'm an advocate for marijuana. I believe it's good, but I do also believe, you know, just like with prohibition and anything else,
right?
When you start getting government mandates on it and stuff like that, it can still kind of warp what it initially was.
Sure. You know, there's a lot of people that feel that marijuana was illegal, right? And they locked up a lot of minorities behind it, and now they ready to sell it. So now it's cool.
I mean, I'm with you there. My
see where I'm coming from?
Only charge was from that. You know what I'm saying? And other than that, you know, you can't really associate.
Because that's interesting, right?
Yeah.
It's like this was made to be so criminalized, right? Now, I don't know if you're familiar with how marijuana became criminalized, right? I don't know if the audience is familiar, so I'm gonna give you the short version of it. Back in the day, cotton was the #1 fabric, right? So they reached the point where they had created cotton gins and they could manufacture cotton quicker, right? So it was the #1 industry, right? For clothing, things of that nature. At the same time, they knew hemp produced a better fabric, but the problem was they didn't have equipment to produce the hemp into fabric as quick as they could do cotton. The time came where someone developed a machine, I'll say similar to the cotton gin, where they could now turn hemp into fabric as quick as they could do cotton. the major players in the cotton industry became threatened by that. They felt they were about to lose the cotton industry, right? So the guy who had the biggest, I'll say, share in the cotton industry was friends with a particular reporter at the Washington Post. He went to the Washington Post out of fear that hemp was going to take over his business, fabricated a story that when black people smoke marijuana, it makes them want to have white women, and when white women smoke marijuana, they lose their mind and they want to chase after black men. And they said that it increases the chances of black men raping white women. So because of that story that was put out, that's what led to marijuana being illegal. It was legal up to that point until he fabricated this story that it was going to cause black people and white people to want to have sex with each other, and black men lose their mind and ravage over white women. And it was all a fabricated story.
Because he's seen his pockets.
He's seen his pockets about to get threatened. So not only is it bullshit that it's illegal, but it was even behind a bullshit reason, and we the ones who suffered behind it. And that research can be found easily just by getting on the internet. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with that.
I was a little familiar. I always knew that hemp was a better.
It's better.
A better product. And I always knew, you know, it always boiled down to a money thing.
You know it. You know it.
So that's why I say it is. It's both.
It's both, right?
It's constructive and
destructive. Okay, so let's talk about the cons.
Let's do it.
So here's the cons. It says, for every person who advocates the legalization of marijuana for medical purposes, there's another who argues against it. Some of the arguments from the opposition include frequent marijuana use seriously affects your short-term memory. Frequent marijuana use can impair your cognitive ability. Smoking anything, whether it's tobacco or marijuana, can seriously damage your lung tissue. Smoked marijuana contains cancerous-causing compounds. Marijuana carries a risk of abuse and addiction. Marijuana has been implicated in a high percentage of automobile crashes and workplace accidents. I'd have to debate that one.
Yeah, that's highly debatable.
Because most people, when they high, they drive slower.
For real. And they are.
Marijuana is illegal under the federal law, which is what you mentioned. It's classified as a Schedule I drug in the Controlled Substance Act, CSA, alongside heroin. That's crazy. This classification says that the substance has not currently accepted as medical value by federal government. So those are the cons. So you can clearly see it's still a game being played, because you can have a state like Cali who got marijuana legal, and then states are supposed to be in line with federal.
Right.
And then here's the federal saying it's illegal. And
that's all too often what happens in Cali.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because even though it's free for all, especially last year, they passed some prop that made it legal. You know what I'm saying? So us out of town, we come there, we can go to the store, we can buy it.
And just purchase.
But what that did was it pushed out the smaller guy. It made the taxes a lot higher on it.
Right.
Permits and things you gotta buy. So it basically forces you to have to buy a certain standard of marijuana.
Okay. And
it also, you know what I'm saying, it kind of commercializes the whole industry.
Got you.
To a degree.
So with like the marijuana today, right, being that it's being more controlled and being grown by professionals, right, do you think that takes away from the risk of, for people who get it in the streets and they don't really know what they're getting? Could be sprayed with something, could be mixed with something, versus when you get it from a dispensary, it's a higher chance of it being safer. You agree with that?
Yay and nay.
Okay, talk to me, because you've been to Cali, so you know, I'm guessing.
I agree with. I mean, you just got to know where you're getting it from. You know what I'm saying? Because the just like any. I mean, I hate to say it, but just like anything the government touches most of the time, it goes downhill.
And that was going to be my next question. Do you think the government is already trying to poison some of it?
Yeah, that's been that's why I had to bring up what Reza said. You could probably go to his YouTube or whatever, but yeah, they already
doing it. Ah, it's terrible, man. That's terrible. Okay, so medical marijuana. End of the day, Miss Jenice, constructive or destructive?
That was going to be my biggest question. Like, why now? Like, why now? Is
That's
it
a good
okay
question.
to have
That
it?
is a good question.
Like, versus 50 years ago. Like, why now? Is it
Did they find out that too many people in the street was making money? Did they find out that the use of it was a higher percentage than what they thought? It's something dealing with money, has to be.
Oh, that's all it is.
You know what I mean?
Beneficial for the other people to who we're asking why now. Something beneficial for them. So, like, why now?
Why now, right?
Yes.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And why would you believe it's safer to get it from them?
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
That's a great question.
It's probably just as dangerous as getting it from the streets, right? They got the professional poisons they can put on it.
They got the industrial poisons.
Take you smoke it for 10 years before you get an effect from it, right?
No, the question is, like, what have they ever done for us that was so beneficial that now all of a sudden they're going to start benefiting us?
Yeah, I mean, even with alcohol, you know?
And I was going to bring alcohol up because alcohol and cigarettes kill more people every year than like anything else.
That's
you know what I mean? So it's amazing to me the people who you know, go against legalized marijuana, but you don't say nothing about legalized alcohol. And people ain't out here getting drunk while high charges. You know what I'm saying? They getting drunk while, you know, driving. You know what I mean? So like, and then cigarettes. Cigarettes is the lead for cancer. You know, so it's like we're still being blinded by their legalities. If they say this is legal and this isn't, it's like some of us are not even investigating.
We're taking that as if it's a moral right thing.
Yeah,
all they doing is trying to make $1 off of it.
I mean, didn't we always in our life wait for approval from them anyway on everything?
True,
so
true.
Now
They definitely pulled the puppet strings.
We waited for approval for marijuana now, so now we can all say like, okay, it's great, it's fine now. It's medical marijuana. They said it's okay. We can have it now. I
think it's interesting that there are people in political arenas that are taking their stance on it. So one in particular, you know, the head prosecutor here in Baltimore City, she says she's not prosecuting marijuana charges no more.
Absolutely.
Says she don't care how much you get caught with.
Absolutely.
You ain't going to jail for it. If the police lock you up, we're not putting no charges on you. So they're going to have to let you go. I think that was awesome.
I think that was great too. Because, I mean, like okay, for instance, me and my homeboy, we both got a weed charge. That's the only charge I ever got, you know, when I was, and it wasn't for nothing crazy, but you know, we in the county, so they gonna make it something crazy.
Right.
Now, I feel like from the legal process that, you know, that happened to that, because it can be a discouraging situation for a young black man or young person of color,
right?
When you going through these proceedings trying to fight for your freedom,
right,
over
a plant,
marijuana
over
that
you're
plant. You know, that's not, it's, I mean, you could classify it as a drug, but ain't nobody putting no man-made stuff on it. Now, as far as the medical, that's one thing, but I say all that to say, my homeboy's life still was affected by that incident.
Absolutely.
Still to the day, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I think you should reprimand people for certain things, but if you do it in such a way that people like that it's not helping the community at all, then to me it's just hurting it. And I'm fully against medical marijuana, like as far as the government thing.
Sure, it should be more privatized.
I mean, it can be. I do think it should.
You know, that way the government don't have its hand in it.
I do think it should.
Right.
I don't think the government should put their hand in it.
Is this the same government that put their hands in all the other medications that we
Absolutely.
Believe it. You better believe it.
Absolutely.
And now they're going to make medical marijuana good for people?
Yeah, well, they're basically
they're
basically giving credibility to the people who've been saying that, you know, this is an herb grown here on Earth that has medicinal benefits, you know, but yeah, you get some fun time benefits too, because you will get high from it. Yeah. You know what I mean? So much information is out there today. They were actually going to make themselves look ridiculous if they would have kept trying to say there's no medical benefits. Yeah. When people are getting holistic healing and using weed.
And not only that, even like you stated before, like I was talking, like the hemp plant itself, like forget the getting high off of it.
Right.
Like you can really make quality products with this.
Absolutely.
thing,
CBD oil, fecal oil. You can make lotions, soaps, of course, fabric. Yep. You know what I mean? Like this is a miracle plant. You know what I mean? And that's what they've been hiding. You know what I mean?
Even paper.
Right, even paper, even paper. And at the end of the day, it is just a weed, meaning it's not some beautiful flower. It's a weed. Like, they call it weed for a reason. It really is a weed that will grow naturally on its own. If you leave it the hell alone.
On its own. Like, you don't have to do
so how could that be classified as a drug? You know what I mean? If somebody walk into a field and pluck that, decide they're going to roll it up, and smoke it, it's like, oh, now you on drugs. Drugs? Would it be drugs if it was dandelions?
I think the classification, like we all said, just came with the, I couldn't put no tax. I couldn't find a way to tax it.
Couldn't find a way to tax it. I'm ready to make some money off this. That's how the government looking at it.
Yeah, like, hey, we got a gang of it.
Gang of it. We control
Let's unload it.
Right.
Yeah.
We got it coming from cross seas, right? I got pulled over one time a few months back, and I had a friend of mine in the car, and he had smoked some weed. So, when the cop pulled me over, he smelled the weed, right?
Yeah, that was the first thing, huh?
Right, first thing first. So, of course, they wanted to search me, get out the car. I said, all right, no problem. I get out the car. He's like, you sure you ain't got no weed on me? I said, nah, I don't have no weed on me. You smoking weed? I said, nah. I said, I had a friend of mine in the car. He might have indulged himself. You know what I mean? Like, that's what the smell's coming from. So, we got a right to search your car. I said, do what you got to do. It's no weed in there, right? So, he's searching the car, and he's like, the smell's a little strong. You sure you ain't got nothing in there? I told the cop, I said, listen, man, I am over 40, right? I said, I come from an era where people got caught with half a joint and got 6 months in jail.
That's a fact.
Right. So we in a time period now where you can get caught with what? Like up to 10 grams?
10
right?
grams.
And only get a ticket?
A ticket.
I said, I wish I had some weed. just so I can watch you only write me a ticket instead of putting handcuffs on me.
That's
you know what I mean? I said, I never thought this day would ever exist. I said, so trust me, if I had something in here, I'd gladly tell you. Just to see that you can't take me to jail after I didn't watch family, friends, and everybody else go to jail. People's lives getting changed behind a joint. You know what I mean? So I'm like, bro, I ain't got nothing.
I just still believe this whole medical marijuana is destructive. I still believe the government has its own reasons behind all of this.
Absolutely.
And I don't think it have nothing to do with money. They've been making money off drugs forever. So money, I don't know. But they have their own reasoning for all of this. And whatever that reason is, it's destructive.
It's destructive. So you going with destructive?
I think for them, for their narrative, it plays into, we in a time where, your do as thou wilt and things like that.
Absolutely.
So
the
way
law
they're putting it out, the way they
are
putting it out is just basically as a, carefree, do what you want to do, just promoting, no foundation as far as in people's life. Not saying that a lot of people I know have foundation that smoke,
right.
But it's a gateway drug,
right?
To
the refrigerator.
But it's also like you said, like we're in the information age, so they know that we've already gained a lot of information over a lot of things. So in this situation, if they can control this medical marijuana, they're going to control it, because they're going to do whatever it is they want to do. So I
definitely think it has medicinal purposes. I personally have had a loved one who was suffering from cancer, and medical marijuana helped. Helped with the appetite, helped with the pain, helped with the anxiety. You know what I mean? So I know it does have medicinal benefits.
That's a fact.
It's just scary to think that even now that we've reached this point where they're going to let us have it legally, now you're going to go poison it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So somewhere in there is still the agenda of population control.
And like she said, what substance has been put out like that has really flourished into something good?
Right.
So why would we believe now that this is different?
Right.
This is actually going to be good. Like,
I'm with y'all, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with constructive because of what I've witnessed it do, but I do think it has destructive also, like Miss Jenice was mentioning it, because now it's in their hands, so they're able to do whatever they need to do with it. You get what I mean? So they could be poisoned and so forth and so on.
I think it was safer when you can go get it from like certain areas you got it from, like when people were sick and they was getting the cannabis or the marijuana. I think it was safer then versus this medical marijuana.
Right, exactly.
Now
because that's more privatized.
Yeah.
So it's crazy to think that now it's legal, but you have a better chance of getting it untainted, maybe from the street.
Hey, the government contaminate everything they touch.
And then that's one more thing, you know, it really goes, being in LA and being there where people can freely grow it. A lot of these people still afraid of the feds, man.
Right.
Like, because they could come through there and shut all
and put some charges on you.
And a lot of times, sometimes they will really do that.
Wow.
So, you know, as much as it is legal, you know, the federal, y'all gotta just know that the federal gonna always go.
All right, so Brother Mike, American Marijuana, I'll say Constructive. Nitro.
I'm 50-50, but I'm gonna say as far as medical marijuana, like as far as like, well, is that recreational?
Medical
where
marijuana.
Anybody could buy it. Where anybody could buy it.
Yeah, you got that card, you medical.
Well, you know, I'm gonna say I'm 50-50.
Okay, 50-50. Miss Jenice.
And I'm gonna say medical marijuana, destructive.
Destructive. Okay, so all right, so we up on our next break. Stay with us. It's the Black Bottom Man Radio Show. Special guest Nitro G's, co-host the lovely Miss Jenice. I'm your boy, Brother Mike. We'll be right back. Word.
Yeah, that's a
We are talking constructive or destructive along with our special guest, Nitro G's, a man that wears many hats, rapper, producer, photographer, West Side Rider. You understand what I mean? It's Nitro G's. He in the building with us. So next up to the plate, constructive or destructive, fast food.
Ooh,
fast food.
That's a close.
That's a close one, right? So let's get into this. What is fast food? Fast food is defined two ways. First, it is the food that's served at commercial chain restaurants where processed meats, pizza, burgers, french fries, pretzels, soft drinks, and rich desserts are made in an assembly line process with commercial ingredients that are duplicated and dispersed all over the world. The second part is fast food also includes anything that has artificial ingredients, such as processed grains, sweeteners, salts, oils, and things that have a minimum nutrient content. These foods include commercial and preserved deli meats and cheeses, cold breakfast cereals, sandwiches, bread, rolls made from white flour, burgers, pizzas, soft drinks, ice cream, donuts, cookies, marshmallows, and candies. These are all considered fast food. Now, I thought that was important because nobody associates candy with fast food.
Especially not cookies.
Cookies, right? Nobody associates cookies with fast food. But they're saying this is fast food because it's food that is processed, full of sugars, oils, and salt, and it holds no nutrient value whatsoever.
That's a fact.
So, fast foods. Off the back, we can easily say
Destructive.
destructive, right? But what about the fact that so many people eat it? Because I think it is like publicly known that fast food is garbage.
That's a fact.
But at the same time, they make more money than everybody else.
That's a fact. I mean, I think the fast part, just the convenience of it,
Right.
In the price of it,
Yes.
you know, because I mean, I don't know if you was gonna go further down the line, but I just seen something yesterday that was like, this why, you know, Americans' health is bad when you got the $12 salad,
Bingo.
you know, and
There
you
we
got
go.
the dollar McDouble, you know.
Exactly. So let's do some pros. Okay, so the first pro is just what you said. It's fast.
Yeah.
Right? From the name fast food, meals you can buy from these chains are served quickly, unlike what restaurants offer. This makes such food convenient for people who are always in a hurry and do not have the luxury of time to prepare and cook foods for themselves or for their loved ones. So when the parents are rushing to get the kids to school and make their way to the office, buying fast food saves them a lot of time and effort. All they need to do is get to the drive-thru or order by phone.
That's it.
So that's the first hook. You know, so that's they getting their hooks in us with that right there.
Yes.
It's literally fast.
Yes.
Super.
Literally fast, right? Second one, it's cheap. This is another trademark of fast food. It's price. Meals are sold relatively cheap prices because they do not take a lot of time to prepare or cook. So if for parents who are in a hurry and do not want to spend a lot on food, fast food is the biggest solution. Although cooking meals at home with simple ingredients can be a lot cheaper, time is what many people do not have.
That's a fact.
Cheapness. I thought they tapped in on something very important here where it says, although cooking meals at home with simple ingredients can be a lot cheaper. I have personally learned that over the years. As I've grown a little older, I try to evolve, get a little better with the food that I eat, right?
Yes.
I remember hearing before I started getting into healthy food that healthier food is more expensive. It's not true. It really isn't. You know what I mean?
I mean, that is true.
Right.
That I mean, when you at home and you know you want to cook you a hearty meal, get you about $6-7 and you in the game.
Exactly. Fresh vegetables do not cost as much. Like if you wanted to get fresh green beans, it's going to run you the same price as canned green beans.
That's a fact.
But they programmed us to believe the fresh is going to cost you more. You know what I mean? So it is interesting that they mentioned that it is cheaper to actually cook at home. What it does require is more of your time. So you literally got to take time out to say, I'm not eating that crap. I'm going to just cook something so I can be healthier. Because that is a misconception out there that if you're going to be healthy, it's going to cost you more money. And it can, but not in the way that we think. The fruits and vegetables are not costing that much. Like I learned over the years, when you go shopping, you're literally supposed to do majority of your shopping from the produce section.
Yeah.
All the processed foods are in the aisles. So when you get with nutritionists, and they teach you these things, they tell you when you go to the supermarket, stay out of the aisles. Stay on the outside perimeter. They put all the better food on the outside perimeter. So everything that's in them aisles is garbage. Yes. That's how they set it up. See, they set us up for failure.
Wow.
And that's why if you go to the produce section, you notice it always contains the least amount of people.
That's a fact.
Yep.
They set us up for failure all over. Anything with the word food in it is already a problem. Food is addictive.
It is.
That's a good point too.
Fast food, of course, like we're gonna have it.
And let me say this, because I've been gone for like 3 years. So when I came back, I looked on the news and I seen something that they referred to here in Baltimore City as a food desert.
Yes.
I didn't even know what that was.
Oh,
man.
yeah. That basically means, in most black neighborhoods are food deserts. Because
that's what I'm starting to realize.
Right, yeah, the food that surrounds us. Two things is going on, and this is why BBD teaches group economics. First, black neighborhoods are surrounded by businesses from other races. That's a problem,
that's a
right?
fact too.
So you got the Arabs, they got the Dunkin' Donuts, they got the 7-Eleven, they got the gas station. The white man got the pizza shops, the Subways, those type of spots. The Asians got the chicken box spot, they got the Chinese restaurant, they got the beauty hair supply, right? But the ones that serve food, all of the food is garbage. So black people are literally becoming addicted to garbage food because of these other races that surround our neighborhoods with it. Imagine if those businesses were healthy foods. We would be eating healthier. So from the perspective of a nutritionist, when they look at areas and they see, if you live in this particular area and you wanted to eat healthy, you would have to literally travel 6 miles
just to get
fresh vegetables.
A real meal.
This is why they call it a food desert. So we don't even know that a lot of us live in food deserts.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Absolutely.
I've been around
that was a good point,
my whole life.
Yeah, that was a good point. Because to us, it's just what we used to.
Right.
You know, you go to the store, 7-Eleven, Pat's Pizzeria, you know, whatever. But the reality is, all of that stuff is processed food that's designed to get you sick.
That's a fact.
And they pump it into us.
And that goes into my next point. Like, we eating fast food and we trying to, you know, shave, you know, knock time off of what we doing. But eventually, that time is gonna catch up with you.
Right.
Yeah.
So you might as well cook the food.
You might as well learn how to do things the right way, because you think you're knocking off time, like you said, right? But you're really knocking off time of your life.
That part.
You're knocking time off your life, continuing to eat from these food deserts. So I had to learn to, you know, purposefully, intentionally go to the supermarket and force myself to stay in the produce aisle for majority of my stuff. Now you got to get other stuff from other areas.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Like, I don't eat white bread. White bread's horrible. White bread is a fast food. That's something I did not know. I thought white bread was white bread.
Like, it was normal.
Yeah, we all grew up eating white bread. You know, you go get a sub from a store, it's on white bread, right? Unless you specifically say, give me honey wheat or give me, you know, whatever. But it's a fast food. It contains bleached, enriched flour, which is horrible for your body. It's a fast food.
But society set us up to eat that way because
They did.
They have our households like we're so big, like we working so much, we have so many things that's going on, like you actually don't have time to go cook a meal. Like you need to grab a meal on the go.
That was the next pro, which is convenience.
They were set up to cater to the lifestyle that we have.
Absolutely. Convenience. So it says fast food chains are everywhere. Just a quick drive to a nearby store will already make the whole family full. Aside from that, there are plenty of options when it comes to fast food. So not only is it quick, it's near us, but then they gave us options. Plenty. You can get the Royal Farms chicken. You can get McDonald's, Wendy's, Checkers,
KFC.
It's all surrounded by you. But if you actually want to go to the supermarket, you got to go somewhere else.
You got one supermarket up there.
Right.
You have 25 fast food joints up there.
Right.
Just one supermarket.
That ain't no coincidence.
No. All done by design. All done by design.
That's a fact, though. 25 food spots in really no supermarket.
No supermarkets, which qualifies it for a desert, a food desert. Nothing surrounding you that's of any health. Nothing whatsoever. Everything from the soft drinks to even their salads, even that stuff isn't up to par. Even that's not on point. That's a part of their tricks. Now they offer certain salads, right? So you can go to McDonald's now and get a salad. But that salad will have as many calories in it as a hamburger.
And then when you throw that dressing on it, you didn't exceed it.
It made it worse than the hamburger.
And the bad part is some of these fast food spots set you up because they start salads off with like spring mix, kale, and then eventually turn over to iceberg lettuce.
Right.
Like I used to get my salad from this one place and it was always a spring mix. The last few times I noticed it was iceberg lettuce. Like who's not going to notice that?
Right.
Like cut it out.
And iceberg lettuce is the one you don't want to eat.
Exactly. Like who's not going to notice that transition? Some people don't, but I guess once you start paying attention to your health and what you're eating, you're going to notice it. But they try to slip it in and I'm just like, oh, just
the iceberg lettuce is the worst lettuce of all. That's the lettuce you shouldn't eat. And again, the salad's a trick because if you got a salad, right, and then this salad is, let's say, the chef salad. I think that one's got ham in it. It's got turkey in it. It's got cheese in it. It's got eggs in it. Like, you might as well eat 2 Big Macs. You know, by the time you put that Caesar dressing on that ranch dressing on that, like, your cholesterol just went up 10 points, but you finish it thinking, I ate healthy today.
I feel good.
I feel good. I ate healthy today. And you didn't. No. You ate terrible. So yeah, look, and don't forget the soda. Then we get the soda with it, right?
Then they might even try to diet it up.
Diet. Right? Diet soda. Like, as if that makes a difference. You get what I'm saying? Oxymorons. You know, nothing but sugar and chemicals, right? Poison. Like, I don't even drink sodas at all. I drink mainly only water. If I drink something other than water, it's a juice or something. You know what I mean? I don't even do a lot of that because even the juice is jacked up.
Yep.
You know, you drink a good juice. Take, for instance, orange juice. Like, how could orange juice be bad? I'm about to tell you,
man.
It's nothing but sugar.
That's it.
Nothing but sugar. The only way you can drink healthy orange juice is if you freshly squeeze it. That's it. Because the orange juice that they're giving us, they're adding sugar to it. They're adding preservatives to it. They're making it from concentrate and syrups. It's actually a processed food, which makes it a fast food.
And most of the time, when you look on the orange juice thing, it's 5% juice.
Right.
Like, it's really not even really made.
It ain't even good stuff. I mean, I loved when they came out with Simply Orange.
Yeah.
And it's good. I like it. And the first thing I went and did was looked at the ingredients. There's nothing simple about it. You know what I'm saying? He got a whole bunch of shit in it. You know what I mean? I'm like, how is this simple orange? You know what I mean?
Just like Minute Maid, that was supposed to be the good thing for years, and then you realize it's owned by Coke.
Exactly. Owned by Coca-Cola. Same people who own M&M's.
Oh, man.
Coca-Cola is a sugar factory. You know what I mean? Sugar factory. Now, if you can somehow manage to get like past one of these health stores and get what they call cold pressed orange juice. That's
you're going to pay a lot more money for that.
About $6 for 12 ounces.
No shorts. They ain't taking no shorts.
No shorts. Ain't no preservatives in it. So they looking at you like, you better drink it today. You know, it might not be good tomorrow. You know,
that's a real good. That's a real good drink of orange juice.
That is real orange juice right there. Cold pressed. All they did was squeeze it. You know what I mean? And we don't get a lot of stuff with that. You know. So all right. So let's go on to another pro. The other pro is most people are accustomed to it. Fast food has been a part of many American homes. This means that many people have been accustomed to eating it. This also means that parents won't have a hard time making their children eat it since it's all that they're used to. Plus, people just can't resist the taste of a juicy burger, cheesy pizza, or crispy fries. What's more, fast food can satisfy your hunger really fast. So here's another pro that they got going on. We're used to it. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
We're used to it. They put them Happy Meals out back in the 80s.
You couldn't stop a brother from
couldn't stop, you know, and couldn't wait till you was old enough to order your own meal. You know, by the time you get 8 or 9, you want a Happy Meal? Nah, not today. I'll take a number 2. Supersize it. Remember that? Remember the supersize? Oh, they was killing us, man. Killing us. Go get supersized fries. I'll speak about McDonald's fries. McDonald's French fries, right? They get rated as the best tasting French fries, right? And I'm gonna tell you why. McDonald's uses a specific potato that's grown in a specific area. It's an elongated potato. That's why McDonald's French fries are longer than everybody else's. You ever notice that?
Yeah,
they can put it in that red box and they still stick up. If you put Wendy's fries in there or Checkers, they won't stick out of that box. So they use a specific elongated potato, and the potato has to be blemish free, right? That's a challenge because potatoes aren't blemish free.
It's naturally.
Right? Naturally, they're not, right? So what McDonald's did was they came up with this chemical. And this chemical is used on the food to prevent the potatoes from getting blemishes on it. The chemical is so dangerous that when they go into the fields to spray it, or in the rooms that they got them in, they wear hazmat suits. And these are the French fries that they feeding to us that we think is delicious.
And I'm going to say one more thing about the French fries. Because I got a homeboy that work at, you know, we got a lot of factories around here. And at one particular factory he works in, and he deals with the old excess McDonald's fries. And, you know, they don't never mold out. They don't never, none of that.
They never go bad.
Never.
Find a French fry in your car that been in there for 3 years. All it did was get a little shriveled.
That's it.
And I'm going to sidebar this real quick. For everything you just said over there instead, that's exactly why that medical marijuana cannot be trusted. Okay?
That's a fact.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. Yeah, hit it. That is a fact. Because you get that weed, you eating them fries.
Exactly why
For real.
that medical marijuana can't be trusted, because of everything that they doing to everything else.
Yeah, that's the
There's
secret to
doubt.
it.
You know, I said something about the masculinity thing, and you know what time we in. You know, with the with the LGBT stuff like that. So I just feel like it's just a small little piece. I mean, it does have good stuff, but it still contributes to that type of lifestyle.
Got you. Yeah, they getting us, man. Them fries are poisonous. You know what I mean? That's why you go on YouTube and you see people who did videos where they put the McDonald's French fries in a jar and seal it up for like 2 years and pull them out. They're like, yo, look at this French fry. It looks the same. Yeah, they got them on YouTube.
Check that out.
It looks the same.
Gosh.
It looks the same. You know, I put those French fries in the same category as margarine. You know, I don't know if the audience knows or if our guest knows, but margarine is horrible. Now, as a black household, we grew up eating that margarine.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? We used them buckets and put spaghetti in it afterwards. You know, like when you go on a black person's refrigerator and you see that margarine bucket, you don't know what's in there. You know what I mean? Could be leftovers. Like, you actually be surprised when it's margarine. You open it up like, oh, damn, it's really butter in here.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? And come to find out, margarine is literally one molecule away from being plastic. It's not even real. If you set margarine outside during the summer, no flies, gnats, or anything will mess with it. You put butter out there, all insects, all animals will come eat that butter. They will not touch that margarine, because unlike us, insects and animals know when shit fake.
Well, you know what? That's I mean, people would be surprised how much food out there is really like plastic.
It's plastic. They doing us dirty.
Noodles, man.
Oodles and noodles got that wax coating on it. You know what I mean? That's why you got to cook them, and you're supposed to be boiling that off. But it's just the fact that it's there. You get what I mean? The fact that it's there. All right, so the next pro is it has the same taste across the board. Wherever you are in the country or even abroad, you will always know that you know what you're getting when you order from a fast food chain. This is especially true if you're in a place where you don't exactly know what to eat. You can always choose to dine in at a fast food store whenever you are in doubt of what restaurant or these diners serve. So that's another thing. You could go to Russia. You don't know what to eat in Russia.
No.
But you know how to order McDonald's in Russia,
It
right?
tastes the same.
It tastes exactly the same. So that's what they're saying. The same taste across the board is something else they're hooking us with.
Right.
You know it's safe. You know, so they showing you all kinds of other stuff. You like, I don't even know what that is. Look, just give me a Big Mac. Just give me a Big Mac. You know what I mean? So that's another pro. Another pro. They say it now offers healthy options. A lot of fast food chains now offer salads and vegetarian food choices to cater to those who are health conscious. This means that you can eat healthy food even when you're in a hurry to get to school or to the office. Now, we just discussed, we don't really think it's that healthy. Yeah, I don't really think it's that healthy. They're salads. I think it's a part of the trickery. You know, they're making you think you're eating healthy. Well, I go to McDonald's, but I always just get the salad. Oh, the one with the ham and the turkey and the fried chicken and the eggs in it, with the seasoned dressing.
You threw the croutons
right, with the croutons on it and the iceberg lettuce. Like the iceberg. Right. Worst lettuce you can get, iceberg lettuce. So that's the pros that they're claiming. Let me read that list again. The pros of fast food. Flip this back. So this is their claim as to why we're hooked on it. The pros are it's fast, it's cheap, it's convenient, most people are accustomed to it, same taste across the board, and now offers you healthy options. Mr. Licious Johnson says bacon. Yeah, we forgot about the bacon. Don't forget the bacon. And they got bacon on it. You know? So nothing healthy about a salad from a fast food restaurant. Now, though we know about the cons, we gonna get into them. Let's talk cons. Fast food restaurant. First con, packed with calories. Yes, there's a certain required amount of calorie intake, but consuming too much sugar, carbohydrates, and fats exceed the nutrient requirements and is bad for your health. Some of the effects of unhealthy fast food include obesity, cardiovascular disease, hypertension, and diabetes. So this is the basics. We know this stuff is killing us. And that's why I said it's such a tricky one, because like the average person knows that. Like the average person knows fast food's horrible.
So before they even step in the spot.
But can't stop eating it. Can't stop eating it. It's something addictive about it.
And I think most people believe that they are gonna stop eating it, or they gonna
never happens.
It go what she said to our lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? They got us. I ain't even gonna say they, but our lifestyle is so fixated to us having to cater to everything else that we barely got time to really worry about the important stuff like living long.
Which when you put it like that and you think about it, which is all done by design. They make our lifestyle like this so that we do have to go eat that food so we won't live long.
Yeah, they definitely got us focused on convenience. Like we are a spoiled society. You get what I mean? Our TVs have remote controls, right? Fast food restaurant is ready in 3 minutes. Right? Our phones.
Don't even have to get out the car.
You ain't got to get out the car.
You ain't even got to look back.
You ain't got to look back
up no more.
We got phones that can do everything from watch TV to order food to look up search engines. You know what I mean? They're making it a society of convenience, and a part of that is actually hurting us.
That's a fact.
You get what I mean? Like if you think about it, even with having a remote control to the TV, it took your level of exercise down. When I was a kid, you had to get up and change the channel.
For sure.
You understand what I mean? Now, don't get me wrong, I love a remote control.
You was the remote.
You know what I'm saying? You was the remote. Your parents be like, get up and put it on channel 13.
They took it a step further than that. Like, we don't even have to walk to McDonald's anymore because now you got Uber to go. They can bring it to you.
Yeah.
You can order your cancer-causing agents and have it delivered to your house.
On your front door.
Wow.
At least you could get a little exercise and going to get it and then walking back home. But you don't even have to do that.
You can't even level it out no more.
So convenience is going against us as well.
Convenience is just, like you said, we are spoiled.
We're a spoiled society, right? Another con is physical health sacrifices are made. Aside from that, mass-produced food, like those offered in fast food chains, sacrifice certain health and sanitary practices, especially when it comes to processing meat. There is also high amounts of preservatives and chemicals that are not meant to be consumed on a regular basis. So I want to talk about the process part. What do you guys think they're referring to about the process of the meat?
I'm assuming that, I don't know, that they already prepared it. They already prepared the meat, so they put everything in it already. I don't know.
The actual, I feel like the meat is
It is processed
not really
meat.
It's not really all meat, just like with the the orange juice and stuff. It's like it's a, what is the word I'm looking for?
Plastic? No, I'm joking.
I mean, it well be.
Right, unsanitary.
Hardly sanitary.
Right, unsanitary, and then the process of preparing meat itself, right?
Temperature.
Because no matter what belief system each of us have, right, as faith or religion, right, there still has always been a process when you slaughter an animal. An animal is supposed to be punctured in the neck, and the blood is supposed to be drained from the body because the soul encapsulates in the blood.
That's a fact.
Okay, so they are not doing that. They're taking animals and just slaughtering them.
Just here, man.
Cutting their neck off, splitting them open while they're still alive, so the blood didn't drain out of the body. So all the blood is still in the meat.
I'm glad you said that because this goes even.
Everything in this life is really a spiritual battle.
Yes, it is. So you see how I brought that in, right? And then they're not preparing it properly. You know what I mean? So you're talking about, and I don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole, right? But think about how when you watch a movie and say it's Native Indians, and then they kill an animal, and then they kneel over top of the animal and put their hand on it and say, thank you for giving your body for our nutrition or whatever. Like, it's really something into that.
Yeah, you know they know where that animal fits at in the whole spectrum of life.
Right, in the circle of life, right? So we're dealing with people that just terrorize animals as if they don't have no feelings. Like that next cow in line, right, clearly sees that the cow in front of him got electrocuted. or they put him in a machine that pulled his legs apart and just cut him down the middle. So these animals are being terrorized even before they get killed. And then the blood is just all throughout the meat. So whatever diseases that animal had, that's in that meat. So that's what they're actually referring to when they're saying the way the meat is even processed is absolutely horrible. You know what I mean? And all they telling us is processed meat, so we just tend to think about the actual process, like you were saying, they add other stuff and so forth and so on. But the slaughtering, I've watched videos on how they slaughter pigs, how they slaughter cows. It's horrible, man.
Yeah,
it's
don't
absolutely
no
horrible.
F's, man.
No F's at all. But look, stay with us. We up on another break. We got a video back up. It's the Black Bottom Man Radio Show. We are talking constructive, destructive with my main man Nitro G. We'll be back.
A minute and listen to this flashback of the It Is What It Is radio show.
Right now. Make sure y'all share us. So,
please.
Miss Entice.
All right,
Miss Vicious.
Okay.
Vicious.
Favorite place to have sex outside the bedroom?
Anywhere.
Oh. That's not an answer.
That's not an answer?
Specific. Outside of the bedroom.
You mean where have I?
No. Like where is the spot you like to have sex outside of the bedroom?
I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not a forest fucker, so I'd rather be in behind closed doors, but I've had sex.
I mean,
outside.
you still can keep it, under the roof. I'm just saying outside of the bedroom. Yeah, outside of the bed, like not in the bed.
Living room.
Oh, okay.
Living room.
What about the living room?
The couch.
Okay, what position?
So then from the couch, you can roll onto in my case, I had carpet, so you can move from the couch to the floor. Then if you really want to get creative, you could go over to the sink and the kitchen and the aisle.
Okay. So what kind of carpet was it? Was it the plush kind? Was it the stain master?
It was plush.
Chinchilla.
Plush. It was plush.
It was the plush.
But I got one of them other mats over, like a little area rug.
So it's nice and cushiony.
It was cushiony.
Oh.
Easy on the rug burns.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Now you did mention the kitchen.
Turn this up.
You did mention the kitchen. Now are we opening the fridge? Have you gotten creative with ingredients, shall we say?
One time I was like,
you mean as far as
have you
props?
Or would you? If not,
you gonna leave me hang?
You mean props? Props like far as whipped cream and all that? No, I don't need it. I don't need it. But I mean, I've done it.
Oh, see, there we go. Like that. If you haven't, or have you?
I don't like sticky stuff. I don't. Okay. I've done it, but I don't like it.
Can I jump in? Can I check in? What's your favorite condiment to use?
My tongue.
Sir, you cannot shake that on the salad or the eggs.
No, let's stop.
Wait a minute, time out. No. Speaking of salad.
Okay.
No.
Not sight, but we'll go ahead.
Am I about to answer the last question? Am I prepared for this new?
I was
interception. Well, go ahead.
What's your favorite condiment before you go to the interception?
I don't really have a favorite condiment.
Join us every Friday at 9 p.m. for It Is What It Is radio show, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
There's a rumor going around that Tyler Perry and Oprah are beefing. Well, let me tell you about this. Tyler.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
All right, so welcome back, everybody, to the Black Bottom Man Radio Show. We were talking constructive or destructive, and we were going over the last few cons. So packed with calories, about fast food, physical health sacrifices, mystery ingredients, and it takes away quality time from the family. So in a nutshell, fast food, constructive or destructive? Miss Jenice?
Destructive.
Nitro?
Destructive.
Brother Mike, destructive. All right, so we're up on the last segment, but I want to get this in real quick because we got my man Nitro here. Constructive or destructive? Hip-hop.
Hip-hop.
Hip-hop. Where we at with hip-hop?
I'm going to say
right now. We got 6 minutes.
Right now it's destructive.
Destructive,
yeah.
Okay.
I'm a hip-hopper.
Right.
I'm going to say it for this reason. We was just really talking about it just now. I'm not going to go too hard in it, but just in terms of, for one, when hip hop started out, it was like a mom and pop thing. It was small, you know what I'm saying? So it was very organic in the context of which it started. and the message was pretty simple and straightforward.
Okay.
Now, over time, I feel like as you put money into something and a thing comes more profitable, that can always taint or sway what was already put in motion. So I just feel like, you know, when you started getting rappers that become millionaires and, you know, we almost hitting the billionaire status.
Right.
With that is going to come, you know, other things.
Changes, huh?
Yeah, changes, alterations, amendments.
Okay.
And I say that to say our message has been changed. You know, once we let other forces behind us, and when you do your research on the other forces, it kind of shows you why us as a particular people, you know what I'm saying, our music is being warped. Not saying that others aren't, because you know you got other genres, but as far as ours as a whole, it's the most popular, and it's the most like it's the most young thing. So
right.
You know, it's easy to get in the minds of young kids and cultivate that to what you want to be later on down the line. I feel like where we at now, and I can't hate on the young kids doing it now because they know where they at. Where we at now is it's not hip hop. Right. It's hip hop.
Right.
With the pop.
Pop. I like that.
With the real emphasis on the pop. And a lot of people, you know, let's keep it real. They get into this for fame, for money. So with that being said, that's the carrot that's being dangled in front of a lot of people. So their message might not necessarily be constructive for the black community per se, even though the whole world might like it, but this was an art form that started for us. Not saying that we don't want no others in, right? But it started with us, and basically, I think it's not with us no more.
Right. It's been taken over. Okay, so definitely destructive.
Definitely destructive.
Miss Jenice, hip hop, constructive or destructive?
I will have to go with destructive.
Destructive. Okay,
Yes.
I'm gonna go with destructive also, mainly because I'm old school, so I remember hip hop from the beginning. And I think what happened was hip hop started as a fad; they didn't pay a lot of attention to it. So within hip hop, we were relating to these rappers, telling their story, their lifestyle that we related to, right? Within it was messages. So we had groups like the X-Clan, Public Enemy, Queen Latifah and the Native Tongues, De La Soul, right? As hip hop began to grow, they realized if we let them keep going with these positive messages, it's going to begin to empower these people. It's going to be a revolution. It's going to be a revolution because this is growing. That's why hip hop to this day is the most powerful, right? It's the most powerful form of music. Hip hop is more popular than all other genres put together.
It's still, and it's still the biggest.
It's still the biggest, right? So you can combine R&B, classic rock, heavy metal, bluegrass, whatever. All of them together do not have the impact of hip hop. Hip hop is literally taking over the whole world. They saw that coming, and they knew that if it stayed with those positive messages from native tongues and people like that, it was giving us knowledge. Chuck D is who told us, you know, my heroes never appeared on no stamp. See, we related to that. So they saw that this was going to be empowering for black people. They had to change the message. The first turn of the tide was when they introduced NWA. They literally had a meeting where they sat down and said, we got to switch this over to gangster rap. Now, I love NWA, get what I'm saying? Grew up with them, so I'm not knocking them. I'm just simply saying they used them as the catalyst to start bringing in more negative hip-hop. And to this day, it just kept going further and further left, further and further left to where we at right now. So I definitely think that hip-hop has become destructive. As they say, real hip-hop artists ain't eating. You get what I'm saying? The ones that are eating ain't necessarily hip-hop, more like hip-hop.
And I feel like, you know, like with anything else, it's a spiritual battle.
Yes,
you know
it is.
What I'm saying? So you got a lot of people in this game fighting a lot of demons.
Fighting a lot of demons.
What I'm saying? And you got a lot of people not knowing what they're signing up for. Because if you look at your videos right now, it's a lot of witchcraft in them. Not saying that there wasn't, because I could take y'all to some old
Absolutely.
schools.
It was
but
around.
As far as the frequency of how many,
it's become the norm now.
Yeah, it become the norm. It became so normal. Most people might even think we tripping right now.
Right, right. True that.
Welcome to the Black by the Man.
Yeah, welcome to the Black by the Man radio show. Yeah, that's the truth. So yeah, so we all agree that hip hop has become destructive. And I hope it takes a turn. You know what I mean? I hope it gets flipped back around. I hope some of these more pronounced people in the industry that have the money can somehow figure out a way to break off from some of the big labels and start some smaller labels again and kind of take hip hop back to its grassroots where it was actually teaching us things and we was learning stuff other than just relating to the lifestyle. 'Cause we can relate to the lifestyle. They come from us. You get what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
But they were teaching us stuff. You know, we was learning stuff. And that's why I'm a big fan still to this day of people like the Roots crew. You get what I'm saying? Because I think when I look at people, say like the Roots crew, right? For me, if hip hop didn't get taken off the wrong track, that's where a lot of them will still be at. Okay, so when you look at, say, somebody like J. Cole, J. Cole is in the right time for him to be who he was. Because if he would have been in it back in the day, he'd have just been like everybody else.
Yeah.
But because everybody else is on this whack shit, and then he comes with the old school hip hop with a message in it, and still relating on the street level, he's become elevated.
And that's another thing, you know. I can't say hip hop has changed. I'll just say what has been promoted has changed.
Right, bingo.
You know what I'm saying? Because you can still find conscious rappers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People with a
But they're not eating like that, though.
No, they're not going to.
Nah, they're not going to let them eat no more.
That's not what they trying to promote to our people.
To empower.
To young people, you know?
Right.
Yeah, way too empowering.
Way too empowering.
Give you a voice that right now in these times, people ain't trying to hear that.
Percocets. Percocets.
And you know what's crazy, man? I did a show one time at a school, and the DJ was playing music, and it was Future Molly Percocet, but they was really playing this in the school.
Ain't that crazy? Yeah. In the school, and half of them had it in their lockers.
I feel like these wasn't even high schoolers. These was middle schoolers.
Wow.
So it's like the standard of what's acceptable and what's, you know, that it's like our standards are diminishing along with what's going on.
Yeah, they are. We're becoming accepting of more garbage.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Straight garbage.
And a lot of these people might not even know that they are really actively promoting this.
No, yeah.
The check.
Right. That's part that, you know, that's why I think it's a double-edged sword. Because it's like on one end, you don't want them to put out this garbage music, but at the same time, you do understand they got to get their money.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So they got to do what they got to do to get their money. You know, hopefully once they get their money up, they can get back to, you know, maybe what they really want to put out. But, you know, it's a hustle. So sometimes when you get in front of the right people and they say, we like what you're doing, we can make all your dreams come true, but you just got to change this and say this instead of that.
Yeah, you ain't even you no more.
Right, you ain't you no more. So you get your back put up against the wall like, damn, I can either do this and provide for my family and live a better life, or I can stand tall and say no, and be back on the block tonight.
And that's typically how it go. Like, I think even, you know, Noriega.
Yeah.
He got a podcast and he just spoke about, you know, when I was doing that, you know what I'm saying? I had the million views, the platinum hits.
Right.
He said once I decided to do it myself or not do it that way,
right,
I ain't never went platinum again.
Never went platinum again. They control all that.
So, you know, it's, you know.
So hip-hop's destructive, we agree?
Yeah.
We hoping for a better future for you, hip-hop.
I'm going to say mainstream hip-hop.
Mainstream hip-hop, right, because you used to be the love of my life. You know? You know?
I used to love her.
I used to love her. All right, so that's going to wrap it up for us, y'all. I appreciate you tuning in with us today. We want to thank my man Nitro G's for coming and hanging out with me, baby. Always a pleasure to have you here. We look forward to bringing you back. So on behalf of Nitro G's and the Black by the Man radio team and my co-host, the lovely Miss Jenice, I'm your boy, Brother Mike. You know what it is. I'll catch you on the flip side. That's the black side. Peace.
That was
word.
Hey, that was
everything this company is looking for in an entry-level candidate.
Great.
Your resume isn't quite what we're used to, but you've got a fantastic work ethic.
Thank you.
And I'm impressed by how you carry yourself.
So, should we talk about the job?
What? The job? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I have no way of recruiting or even meeting you. This interview didn't happen.
It may sound ridiculous, and that's because it kind of